We're getting news from sources that the India-Pakistan Foreign Secretary level talks that was to take place on the 15th of January is now likely to be cancelled. The government is still waiting for Pakistan's response on the actionable intelligence that was provided by the Indian establishment to Pakistan. External Affairs Ministry sources have said that the date was not announced by India and that 15th of January was initially proposed by Pakistan. So there is still a lot of uncertainty whether the Foreign Secretary level talks will take place on its scheduled day. But as of now, what we're getting to hear is that they are likely to be called off. Remember, Vikas Parup, the spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs, just a few days back addressed a press conference where he categorically stated that the ball now remains in Pakistan court and they have handed over the actionable intelligence to Pakistan, and now it is for Pakistan to act against the perpetrators. Smita Sharma, deputy editor, joins us for more on this. Clearly, Smita, now the onus entirely lies on Pakistan.
Well, we have to make a subtle distinction here, Avantika. While yes, India is looking at all sorts of action on Pathankot probe and is talking to even other international partners on this to pressurize Pakistan. But the mood in New Delhi right now is not to completely, make it again a mutually exclusive zone where talks and terror can't go hand in hand. That kind of a narrative that we have heard over the last many years, especially in the wake of the Mumbai attack. Because if you were to hear to the constant statements that are being made even within the BJP to the RSS, they think that, talks should not be cancelled off completely with Pakistan, and that the Prime Minister actually, when he landed up in Lahore after that brief meeting with Nawaz Sharif in Paris and then Sushma Swaraj travelling to Islamabad, it was actually taking engagement with Pakistan to a really high. And from there to completely pull off because of Pathankot attacks, that would make the current government go back again into that same old sort of a vicious cycle, where ultimately when there will be again in the days to come talks, pressure on New Delhi to go back to the dialogue table, it will be an embarrassing position. So they don't want to completely go in for sharp U-turns. That's the reason why the NSAs, remember, have been in touch. NSA Ajit Doval has had several conversations with his Pakistani counterpart, Nasir Janjua, and one cannot possibly rule out at this point in time another meeting held away from public and media there between the two in some third country, like the way we saw happen in Bangkok before that Sushma Swaraj visit to Islamabad. So they are looking at, yes, they will definitely want some of the political dust to settle down. They would want some time buying before they can go back to the dialogue table. But for now, 15th January is when the talks are not happening. It's not cancelled off really at the moment.
Okay. Smita, just stay with me. I'm getting in a lot of political reactions. We have Tom Vadakan from the Congress now joining us for more on this. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to us on India Today. How would you react, to the news coming in that the Foreign Secretary level talks will not take place as per schedule, but probably would now be deferred by a few days?
Well, this is neither here nor there. Sources from MEA have not confirmed what is their position on this issue. The NSA had spoken to some regional newspaper, and there were reports that it is being postponed. Now, be what may, engagement is a necessary ingredient in foreign policy, and we believe in that. So it is important that we should not be taken in by positions or U-turns that this government has been taking from time to time. Positions, out-of-box thinking is okay, but the box must contain something, some policy line, which needs to be a forward moment.
Right. Mr. Vadakan, tell me, what do you make of the sudden change of events? Now, of course, I know that the opposition has been rather scathing and critical of the government's foreign policy with Pakistan, questioning it and also saying that it is not coherent. But what do you think, would be the defining part of Pakistan for India to be convinced that, they are serious about acting against the perpetrators and rein in these terror elements?
This was the same tape we heard during 26/11.
Yes.
There's been no change in the script. The narrative remains the same. The only difference is the goalposts have changed. The government of India must be careful, and the caveat is that you talk, but don't lower your guard. This has been our advisory to the government of India from time to time, and not go overboard in or get excited about certain issues and make it an electoral gain. There's nothing about electoral processes. This is about the country's foreign policy.
But sir, at the same time, isn't it important to maintain, an atmosphere of peace and dialogue with the neighbouring country, because such deviants are also repeatedly and historically attempting to derail, any attempts to talk to Pakistan?
We have correctly stated our position from time to time. It is about engagement, but engagement with caution and care.
Okay.
There is no need for lowering guard. Yes, we need peace in the region and the subcontinent, but not at the cost of our country's suffering. Steps must be taken to ensure that we can give fitting replies at the appropriate time, through diplomatic channels or whatever available based on the inputs the Government of India has.
All right, Mr. Tom Badakan, thank you so much for speaking to us. Kaswar Klasra now joins us from Islamabad a little bit to tell us a little bit more as to, the kind of reports or information that he has received. Kaswar, have you heard anything from the Pakistani establishment about the Foreign Secretary level talks? Have they, been officially communicated about the future of the Foreign Secretary level talks? Have they responded on it?
Yeah, definitely. As you have rightly mentioned, that it's highly unlikely for the Indian and Pakistani sides to go with the earlier scheduled talks. So definitely, as you have mentioned, 48 hours are left at the moment, and there is no official confirmation or the official denial from Pakistani side as well. So one thing is very much important. Pakistan Foreign Ministry is going to brief the Pakistani journalists, local journalists tomorrow, and definitely I'm expecting that they would announce that the talks between India and Pakistan on foreign secretary level talks could be rescheduled.
All right. Smita, if you can hear me, just recently Rajnath Singh said that there was absolutely no reason to distrust Pakistan so early. We have seen, some steps being taken by the Pakistan Prime Minister. Now, maybe if it is a token investigation or just symbolic steps to act against the perpetrators of terror. But there has been a joint investigative team that has been announced by the Prime Minister. He also organized a high-level meeting. And there have also been some suspects who have been detained. What will it take for India to be convinced that Pakistan indeed is walking the talk?
Well, other than, of course, strong words and tough talking at the moment, Avantika, realistically, really, South Bloc doesn't expect too much to happen, because at the end of the day, what is different significantly compared to the 2008 attacks is, in 2008 attacks, remember, Pakistan went into a complete denial mode. Even when the attacks were taking place, actually, the then Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi was in New Delhi talking to Pranab Mukherjee, who was then holding the Foreign Minister's portfolio. I was there in Hyderabad House when those attacks in Mumbai started for the next 2 days. Actually, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, to give him some credit, he continued to be in India despite the kind of hostile and emotive reactions, justifiably so, in India against Pakistan. But Pakistan was in denial mode. It was only after international pressure and its own reporters who landed up in Ajmal Kasab's village that their tone changed on the investigations, and they did send some people behind bars. In this case, while right from the word go, they have condemned Pathankot attacks, they've been seen to be trying to act, come up with some sort of a demonstrable action or thinking with all those series of high-profile meetings. But they've not accepted that it's Jaish-e-Mohammed which is behind these attacks. So, you cannot expect that they will be sending Masood Azad, behind bars or at least detaining him at the moment.
Right.
So India will perhaps have to wait to see what is the slightest possible action that Pakistan can take. And I'm very interested, I was very impressed to hear Tom Badakan speak the way he spoke. I wish the Congress party could speak in that tone, because he's right when he says that even Manmohan Singh actually got that line right when he said with Pakistan, trust but verify.
Absolutely. He also went on to say, it is necessary to engage with Pakistan, but with caution and care. Smita and Kaswar, thank you both for joining us and getting us all the updates.
Ansari, who was there with many other friends trying to take a selfie. The latest that we are hearing is that Ramesh Walunja's body has been found at Mahim near Dharavi.